Well, moving on, U.S. President George W. Bush and Iraqi Prime Minister Maliki have discussed a timetable for the overall handover of security from U.S. forces to Iraqi troops. In the talks, President Bush has again rejected a, quote, arbitrary timetable for the drawdown of U.S. forces. Washington says reducing U.S. forces from Iraq is an inspirational goal, which depends on the conditions on the ground. Baghdad wants a complete transfer of security so that the number of U.S. forces in the country can be reduced and eventually withdrawn. U.S.-led forces have handed over security in 10 of the country's 18 provinces. Iraqi leaders want the control of the remaining 8 provinces by the end of 2008. President Bush has repeatedly rejected a timetable for the withdrawal of U.S. forces, but pressure from Iraqi leaders has increased in recent months. Iraqis are now demanding a set timetable for the withdrawal of all occupation forces from the country. The International Organization for Migration, IOM, says some 3 million Iraqi refugees are still living in dire conditions. This, the largest human migration in history, is seen by many analysts as a result of the U.S.-led invasion. The IOM says most displaced Iraqis are willing to return to their neighborhoods, although many of them have lost their properties. According to the IOM report, most of the displaced live in substandard conditions that put their health at risk. The refugees are in desperate need of basic humanitarian supplies, including shelter, food, and clean water. The number of Iraqis displaced inside and outside the country since the March 2003 invasion tops 4 million. But unofficial reports put the number of displaced people at about 10 million. Over half the people displaced within Iraq are children under the age of 12.